Hello, YouTube. We won today with Katakuri in a constructed deck tournament. This deck performed exceptionally well. You guys will see, obviously, step by step of who I played against in the decks. Let's just say people are out to win today, so they're playing some really stressful decks, but we still were able to pull through with the deck. Shout out Pasta for hooking me up with this kid. And yeah, this is winner buggy, guys. I don't know if you want to take that and so the camera can see it a little better. We got our winner buggy.
The boy himself.
The boy himself. I'm gonna go ahead and open up these packs.
Yeah, our constructed today was standard OP9. It wasn't OP010 pre-release or anything like that.
Trash. But yeah, this is the deck list. It's changed. A lot has changed since my thoughts around the deck earlier were super aggro. We kind of like pivoted with the deck, and we're trying to establish actually a lot of big bodies. I threw in some questionable cards. I would like your guys' thoughts, obviously, in the description. But
yeah, I was going to ask if there's any changes to the
there's been additions and a lot of removals, so I'll definitely get to that. So we're on bread and butter, 4 of pudding, top 4 at a Big Mom Pirate. I think we'll always run this card. I know a lot of lists have cut her out completely because they just want to see trigger bodies, right? They don't even want to search for anything, like, because what's the point? But my argument is, like, there's certain matches where I need to find Big Mom, because if I'm not going through my deck and bottoming a bunch of like nonsense cards, I mean, she's actually really nice in my opinion. So
yeah, that's good. You just need to be able to have that interaction, be able to find the piece that you need.
Exactly.
Going in blind is just never fun.
So I could not, for the life of me, find my my trigger brulee 2K counters. This is what this card's actually supposed to be.
Oh, the one from EB or Premium, the one that says trigger, look at your opponent's life, add to hand or something like that.
Exactly. So it looks at the top of your opponent's life, and then it adds itself to him on trigger, and it's a 2K counter.
Yeah, it's really good.
I shouldn't be playing this card. If I found it in
easy substitute.
It's 100% the card you need to be playing, because it would have helped me out so much today.
Those are just pretty proxies for now.
Yeah, pretty proxies. We are on a 2-of Shirahoshi. This card felt so nice into playing Lucci today. Like, I was like, bro, he has to answer this card, or I just kind of like steamroll him, right? Like, I'm like, he doesn't like this sitting on board. He would rather heal me. Like, he'll pop this 10 times out of 10 just to heal me, just so he doesn't have to think around this blocker in the late game. So this card just got me like infinite value today, really.
No, that's very much fair. Shirahoshi is always going to be a problematic card. Just a small thorn in the side.
Yeah. We're on 4 of Onami. We're playing this card mainly for the kill trigger, but also today it came up where I played Onami into the NL match in finals and banished his 10-cost ace. So just hard casting her and then getting banished is really good. And then you swing 9 times out of 10, and no, it's not going to counter a 7K banish. Eat that card. It just so happened that it was one of the most important cards in his deck. We are on a 4 of Perospero. I know a lot of lists are not playing Perospero, or maybe a reduced number of Perospero. But in my opinion, I think you want to see him early game. Just having him, and if your opponent removes him, who cares? We're searching around.
Yeah, while it's not trash or bottom decking him, you're typically going to get value off the Perospero. He's early drop because he's for 3, still a body that's playable. He's not counter, which is kind of unfortunate, but he makes up with the searchability and his playability off his trigger.
Yeah, he comes out of life, and then he comes out early game. I mean, I don't see a reason not to play him at 4. That's just my thoughts behind it.
Good early game for you.
We're on a 2-of Brulee. This came up today. Absolutely insane. I kind of want to find room to play more of her. It's just really hard, bro. Like, when I tell you this list, like, I thought about it. Literally, I built this morning when I was texting you this morning. That's why I was looking for my leader. I was trying to come up with ways for this deck to play a little bit cleaner. I feel like the list that I had before was a little bit I just wanted to be super aggressive, right? But now I look at it and I'm like, No, I need to really be defensive because, you know, I'm going to be taking life a lot, and I want to see cards in my life that that's going to make my opponent think like, damn, now what do I do? Because now he has bodies established with blockers. So.
Yeah, you're essentially trying to punish them off of you taking a life.
Exactly. We're on a 4 of Capone Beige. I will never play less than 4, bro. That is
The best card in the deck.
the best card in the deck. We're on a 4 of Kikunojo. It sucked because early I actually got this off of life in my match against Anel, and it was like my first life, and I was like, dang it, he's not at 3. So I didn't get value from her, but or I think it was, no, I'm sorry, I think it might have been the Rob Luge, I can't remember.
Definitely
But-
to a 5-life matchup is definitely harder to make it pop
But just
off.
getting a 4/6 that heals you out of life, bro, like, come on, bro. Like,
It's a disgusting card.
It's gross.
It basically pays itself out for free, essentially. You know, there's no actual cost besides your opponent being at 3. So it's not like it's impossible to get your opponent there. A little bit difficult when you're going against 5-life leaders, but, you know, your leader ability, being able to swing 7 is very good for yourself.
It's so good. We're on a lot of removal, or I'm sorry, the best removal in my opinion. Maybe not a lot of removal, but the best. Nami. Nami on play, you can trash a card with the trigger and camp a 5 or less. I can't even exaggerate how good this card is. Especially against. I really wanted to see her against Anel. I just didn't, and it sucked early game. So my opponent was able to get a lot of value off of having their 5 crossbody stick. But if you see her, you're throwing her as soon as your opponent drops a 5 cross, you're throwing her just to counter, just to remove a body.
Instant removal, good accessibility, and the fact that she's just a body that can still attack. So
Exactly. Yeah. So we're on 4 of the Nami. I can't remember in my list before if I was playing 4 of Satori. But
I think you were.
I think I would, yeah. If I wasn't, let me know in the comments. But this card needs to be a 4 of. Seeing him early, I will play him like 9 times out of 10. Even if I don't have counter, I'll still play him because he just plays himself early. I was talking to one of our fellow players, Nate. He asked me, why don't you play Frankie 2K? And my answer to that was, I don't want to depend on my last life being Frankie and then establishing a body. I want to establish a body early with Katakuri because typically what I'm stacking in the bottom of my life is the 0 cost events or Capone or Brule.
Yeah. Doesn't Frankie's clause also say you have to be at 1 or less life to play him out?
Or
I know it's 1 or life. I know it's 1 or less to draw the card, but is it to play him out though?
I believe so.
If he doesn't have a condition, then the argument might be still better to front him because they're the same stat line, but one draws you a card while the other one makes you trash a card.
Exactly. But for this deck specifically, I feel like Satori, definitely it. You can choose whether or not you want to cast him based off of the counter in your hand, and I think he's just really good, really good. Nico Robin. We're on 4 of Nico Robin. This card literally won me the game because my opponent threw this, or won me the entire tournament. Truthfully, my opponent threw this in my life with Katakuri, and he was swinging in for lethal, and I actually had a Shirahoshi in hand. So I triggered off the Nico Robin with him having 2 swings left, and then poop out Shirahoshi blocker.
That's good. And then he has to either let it slide or remove it and give you another life. So it's doing his job double fold.
Exactly. It's just such a good card, and there's probably an argument to be made, honestly, to even like cut down Pero to like throw in a 3rd Shirahoshi or even a 3rd Brule, just because like this card being in the bottom of your life just became just as good in my opinion as actually just having, you know, generic whatever.
This is kind of like a 0 cost.
Exactly. Yeah. So Nico Ramen definitely is sticking in the deck. I think even into next set I'm gonna play her
so
at
that you
4.
boosted up the 4 now instead of 3 as well.
Yeah. Was she at 3 before?
I think I believe she was at 3 before.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, 4 of. If you have 4 of Nico Robin, please play 4.
It might have been because you didn't have a 4th Altar.
That's what it was.
That's most likely what it was.
We're on the new spice added to the deck. 2 7 cost Linlin. OG mom. The reason being because a lot of your opponents will make you go first, and she feels really good to play on curve. And just an additional threat on board. I played it against the Lucci today, and I had 10 mom and 7 mom, and he didn't have enough reduction to get rid of the 10 mom. So this was his next focus. So I mean, like, it gets the attention away from bodies established for the black player to remove, because I mean, we really don't care. I mean, just the effect alone gives us enough value.
She's just a very strong body that if she sticks, so it's good. But otherwise, she's mostly just there for the on play, regardless for 7 to on you. Either you're gaining a life or you're dealing damage for 7. That's the way you got to think about it. And then it's a sticky body that stays after the fact. So
Exactly.
your opponent, like you said, this Lucci or whatever, has to commit a lot just to try to get rid of it, especially if you already have more bodies on the field. So she adds a lot more pressure, like you're saying. I see why you added her back.
Absolutely. And I was going back and forth between 4 8 drop Katakuri. The reason why I didn't do 4 drop or 4 of Katakuri is because I really don't want to keep healing my opponent. Even if I play Katakuri defensively, I just feel like having something on Ogdon curve is very nice.
Yeah. It's good to have either or, because if you do go second, you can still play out the Charlotte Lindland and still make your opponent trash alive and then still swing 7. Like, it's so good.
It's so good. That's why we brought her back. We're on and always will be a 4 of Charlotte Lindland. This card is so good. Your opponent trashes a life, and you heal life.
One of the most absolutely disgusting cards to ever hit the goddamn game. See, Bondi, take notes, bro. This is how you make a strong card, but not overly strong. Because it's leader log. Stop making shit generic. Bro.
Yep. Exactly. If she was not,
like, bro,
if she was not leader log,
like,
bro,
holy crap.
Holy shit, bro. And then we're on a 2-0 cost.
Only
event.
2.
I know I was talking craziness before. This is my apology video as well. Sorry, 0 cost.
I had to put it back in. They let me know. I think 2 is probably fine, right?
I think this is probably the cleanest list I've ever had with Katakuri, bro. There is no one-ups. There's no... I cut the Blaze Slice. I cut the Shirahoshi one-up. This is just it. Like, I think this has always been the list. It felt so organic and natural to play this deck in today. It didn't feel uncomfortable. I wasn't like in any situations where I'm like, damn, I can't really do anything. I always had plays every turn. The deck kind of like filtrated itself out, and I seen what I needed to see when I needed to see it, essentially, the entire time. And yeah, this is the list. Like I said, I think the question brought up to me after the tournament was, why no Frankie? Early aggression. That's my answer for that. And then why 7 Lindland? I just want to play something on odd curve and have an additional